And you used to be able to carry 5 grams.
Exactly.
And now you can carry up to 28 grams, which I don't even know. Is that a lot or is that a little? What is that?
Let me put it in perspective. 5 grams is 5 little joints.
Okay.
5 little cigarettes about this big.
Yeah.
So one
28 grams is 28 cigarettes, and that's per day.
That's not bad.
So you have to be a real butthead to smoke 28 of them per day.
So personal use, but also give out some. You have some to bum when your friends ask to bum a joint. You'll have a couple extras.
Of course, but when you have over 2 kilos, which is about 5 pounds, then you're in for the bigger picture. Then you are the trafficker. You are the drug dealer. Obviously, you're gonna get busted. You're gonna go to jail because that's not for regular consumption. Unless you are Cheech and Chong, but other than that, you cannot have so much.
So do a lot of people grow it in their house? Is that a thing that people do already?
Okay, now here it is. Here's the thing. You can only have this much grams, 28 grams, but you're allowed to have 8 plants. 8. Now, they didn't specify how big these plants can be. So when some people think 8 plants is a little jar like this, and some people think 8 plants are like 8 trees. And that can count as a plant. So that's also another controversy because people really want to grow their own pot, their own marijuana at home.
It's very hipster to grow your own weed, not to buy it from someone. It's like
exactly. And they will not be allowed to sell it. Like if you grow your own marijuana, you are not allowed to sell to anyone. You can just trade it for anything. Like I'll give you a joint. You give me a kilo of tortillas or something like that. And that's another thing that they have to put like locks on the law because it's just out there. It's like it was made by a hippie and it's a hippie law. So it's completely open.
That's hilarious. So they haven't thought this out. So yeah, you could sell them like 5 joints or 10 joints or whatever you want. And they could give you you could trade it for a magazine, but also could they tip you? Could they say, but I'll tip you $200?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot get money though. That's the only thing that's the only lock they put. No money in exchange of marijuana. You can trade it for anything. So
Bitcoin.
I'll give you my wife for 5 grams.
Your wife?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go like Comcast or whoever runs your cable TV down there could say, well, it's either $300 or like 10 pot. I don't know what 10 joints.
Or 1 plant. Give me 1 plant a month and you get free cable for life.
Something like that. And so they also said if you have possession of 29 to 100 grams, it's now a fine.
Exactly, you're busted. And then the fines go up depending on the amount of the marijuana you have.
Yeah. So now my question is, if it's constitutional in 2018, why does it still have to go to the House and to the Senate? Is it to come up with the specific regulations?
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. The Chamber of Deputies, they left it so free will. It's just out there, You can interpret that bill as any way you want. So every cop, every state will decide whether it's a good thing or not a good thing. So they need to put locks and regulate it. And that's why it's taking a little bit longer. But will go through, it will go through.
And it'll be national regulations, not state.
It will be national. Wow. There are a few things that I like that they want to do. The first is like you cannot smoke marijuana in front of kids. That's a good thing. You cannot buy it or buy the plants if you are under 18, which is legal age in Mexico, 18. And you cannot also smoke it in public. And not like only in designated areas. Like if you're a smoker and they send you out of the restaurant for a smoking place, that's where you can probably.
Can you open up a smoking like restaurant almost like a pot place?
Here's the thing. They wanna one of the regulations of that bill is that they want to build smoking clubs throughout Mexico, so you can be a part of these associations and nonprofit smoking clubs.
Right. I hear that. Trying that, and you can smoke away.
And that's another way to try to get around the paying for marijuana laws.
Exactly.
Because you're paying to join the club.
Exactly. But then you're going to be protected because you're part of a club. And
yeah,
it's just bananas. I mean, that law is whoever made that law used to work for Looney Tunes or Warner Brothers, because it's stupid, you know.
So now
it gives you everything so you can have your own marijuana. You can be a small El Chapo.
Yeah. Well, so the big question is, does this affect the drug powers in the country?
Nah, listen.
No.
Marijuana is not even profitable.
It's
used
so small.
To be.
Right. Yeah.
It used to be back in the 70s and early 80s. The real money in drugs is synthetic drugs. Opioids. Coke and crack and all of that. But marijuana, nobody fights for marijuana. It's like, I'm not going to kill you over a kilo of marijuana. No, here, you can have it.
Is that why this happened? Because the cartels would never let you legalize cocaine or meth or heroin. Obviously.
Exactly. Then it will hurt their business. But again, marijuana is not even big of a consumption as a drug. You know, right now it's more like a recreational drug. People use it as a way to feel good. When I don't smoke marijuana or do drugs, but when I see my friends and people who smoke marijuana, it's because they want to feel good. It's not because they want to go rob a bank, feel a little buzz. And Coke is different though. Coke or any other drugs, those are different because those are empowering the brain. Marijuana is just letting you be.
Yeah, if you want to rob a bank, do not smoke weed ahead of time.
No, you will not go well. Otherwise you'll get caught.
Yeah,
you'll be walking really slow with bags of money,
cracking up. Yeah.
But. So you think if this was methamphetamines, for example, would that be would that have a lot harder time being legalized?
Not only that, it will be a real drug war between the government and the narcos.
Okay.
But
because that's their main income.
Yeah, keep going.
The Supreme Court logic of this case is the same thing. You could say taking Coke doesn't hurt anybody else. You know, it's the same as the logic about the weed. If I'm taking it, so
yeah, but the money that a narco will lose when let's say cocaine bill is passed, it will be like so much more than marijuana. Marijuana is just a small game.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And I genuinely thought that when I read this headline that this was a reaction like AMLO, President Lopez Obrador, saying that, this is going to be good to fight just seeing the headline. I thought they'd be, they're legalizing marijuana. This will be a step towards fighting the cartels. And then it turns out, no, it has nothing to do with it at all. And that makes sense.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It's, let's say, out of a pie, I will say 8% of the narcos income comes from marijuana. Only like 8%. So if they take that away from the narcos, they're still going to be making a lot more money with the synthetic drugs.
And as long as there's places in America where it's illegal, they still can sell to them too. So it's not like, it's completely gone. I mean, I assumed most of the Mexican drugs in general come here, right? I mean, they don't.
Well, let me tell you something. Back in when everything started back in the 80s, Mexico just used to be like a passing port, like a passing place. Drugs would go through up to North America. But as of the 90s, late 90s, drugs actually happened to stay in Mexico, and that's a bad thing. It's a bad thing, period, to go up to North America or to stay in Mexico. And they used to come from, South America, Central America. But now, not anymore, man. Now drugs are a big problem in Mexico.
See, I mentioned I was binging Narcos, but the show ends in like the mid-90s, so I didn't know that. But now I know what's happening next season.
But you know what? It's actually
because you used to grow tons of weed, and you had the seedless, and then they just moved into cocaine and everything else, and we became.
It gradually went up.
Yeah.
It went from marijuana to cocaine, and then crack and amphetamines, and it used to go all the way to the U.S. and Canada. But now, a lot of those drugs are produced and they do stay in Mexico by consumption by Mexicans, which is not a good thing. And it's not a good thing that goes to the U.S. either. But since the money comes from the U.S., everybody has more money in the U.S. That's the problem.
And
you guys have so much money.